What's up, everybody? It's Friday night, 9 o'clock Central from the Forum, and tonight we're talking back half of the draft. The players, you've already filled out your roster. These are the guys to take a shot on. The people that aren't going to be roster cloggers, but they can actually affect your season, maybe even win you your league. So hope you're ready for a good one. We got a good one for you. What's up, everybody? I got a crew in the house tonight. Brandon, Dane, my guy Joe, the karaoke master himself. Always cutting up, always a good time. Guys, how we doing? How you enjoying this preseason football? Dane, you were talking about one right before we came on the show. What's been your highlight of preseason thus far?
Man, honestly, I'm just happy to have it back. I haven't got to watch too much because I've been on shift. I'm happy that we're finally getting done with all these rookie drafts. We're into redraft season, and we're going to be pedal to the metal here.
Awesome. Brendan, anything like that's really popped for you this preseason?
No, I'm in just like kind of in the same boat. I'm excited to see the guys back out there. These position battles is awesome. The running backs are pretty much all over the place. So it's fun to see your speculations every week, like who's taking the lead back here, who's doing what there. So it's just been exciting.
Awesome. Well, I know that I've seen some awesome stuff, some players I'm excited about. Obviously got to hype up my guy out of Arkansas. He's got a touchdown every preseason game almost so far. Getting drafted down there by the Lions.
You got to get the jersey, man. You got to get it on the wall,
dude. I'm gonna have to do it. I'm excited. So, anyways, tonight, look, everybody's drafting. We're in the middle of draft season. I know my home league redraft happens next weekend. Before the season starts, it's gonna be. It's always an experience. People passed out on the floor afterwards. My wife comes, she got to get the broom to get everybody out of the house. After. Now, it's absolute good time. But in that, we are preparing, and it feels like the home leagues, we're in a lot of leagues, but it feels like the home leagues matter the most. It's like the guys that you want to punch in the mouth every single season and make sure they know who's boss. Well, anyways, in your home leagues, you win in the second half of the league. Several leagues last year, I drafted CMC, including my home league, drafted CMC in the first round, obviously lost them, but I took care of my back half of the draft, so I ended up winning the league. Same thing in the Kings Classic last year. Lost CMC, came back and won because I drafted well in the back half of the league. Or in the back half of the draft. So what we want to cover tonight is that we're going to start in round 10. After you've already filled out your 9-person roster, we're going to start in round 10. And these guys, and I'm going to give them a second to introduce themselves and tell you where they create content, all that. But we're going to start in round 10, and we're going to highlight the players that we think have significant upside, whether it be immediately or in the later on, back half of the season could win you a championship. So just before we get into that, we'll go counterclockwise. Brendan, you start us off. Tell everybody who you are, where they can find your content.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Brendan Shelley here. I met some of you guys at the expo, other folks just kind of meeting as I go. I'm new to this. I got a podcast called Stardom Bed'em. Basically, we break down fantasy football. We mix it in with some gambling. I'm big on prop bets, and you track us, and hopefully you bet with us, and you're either happy or you're miserable. But we'll do it together, so it should be a good time.
All right, Dane.
All right, hey guys, you can find me at ff_DeMadDog on Twitter. I am part of the Dynasty Degens. I'm the co-host on the Dynasty Degens podcast that you can catch Thursday nights. Also doing some work for Player Profiler News Desk. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys getting me on here tonight.
Thanks, man. We're glad to have you all. Got some people in the chat. Chris the Cardman, Ball Knowers, appreciate that. Good Guy AI, 4 Cuties. Hey, Who knew? My wife knew, but that's okay. Rest in peace, Brian Robinson from Mad Scientist. He said, I pity that dude that drafted him 101 by mistake.
That might be the highlight of the preseason for me, because that dude was so like pumped about making that pick, and his boys are just like, as soon as that sticker touches that stand.
Oh, gotta hurt his feelings. And then Carlos in the chat. Hello, everyone. I'll be drafting with you. Thank you, Joe. Thanks for popping on and drafting. Yeah, I mean, that's Brian
Carlos,
Robinson
don't you
Jr.
snipe me.
Yeah, Brian Robinson Jr. It was a bittersweet trade. Like, I had him on a majority of my rosters, but in a majority of my rosters, I also had CMC. So, like, for him to be traded to a secondary role, for me, it was like the best secondary role he could have went to in Dynasty, because it secured my injury-prone highlight reel, But we'll see how it pans out. I mean, the trade, obviously you wanted to see him go to a place where he could start, but we'll see how that goes. So let's pop the screen up here. And there we go. So this draft was actually the draft from the Experts Mock at the Fantasy Football Expo in Canton, Ohio. This was it 2 weeks ago now. If you weren't there, you need to go next year. Canton, Ohio, NFL Hall of Fame, Fantasy Football Expo, an absolute blast. So every one of these teams was drafted by an expert, whether it be somebody like Andy Behrens or, somebody that, Doug Orth, that works for like a major site, writes for a major site. I actually have my team that I drafted there at the 3 spot. So I'm drafting my own team. So I know what I was doing as far as like trying to make my picks. But anyway, so we're going to get this thing kicked off. And we're going to highlight this round 10 through 18. And we are going to go after studs or players that we think can really have impact. So I'm going to go ahead and kick this draft off, and I believe we have computer drafters first. I think our first pick's going to be you on the actual stream, Joe.
No, I'm back at the back.
I know.
You're right. We're starting in the back.
In the back.
Let's see what happens. It's going to be a party. I didn't realize I can't read. So that makes sense.
So Brian's on the clock.
I don't think he'll be here, but the obvious pick for me right now would have been Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at potentially a 50-50 timeshare if you heard the news this week. So as we're moving here, the person that I'm going to be looking at right now is probably going to be a receiver. The one player that really sticks out to me right now, that you are getting a chance at a potential wide receiver 1 tied to an elite quarterback. Oh, they did it. They did it. Bill Crosby Merritt, man. The hype is too real. And let me tell you, Austin Eckler is going to be that guy in the offense. People are getting too chubbed up about the rookie thing. I don't see it happening. But the guy for me right now is Keon Coleman. If you're telling me like, hey, who's the wide receiver 1 for the Buffalo Bills? You don't really know. I am a Keon Coleman hater, but I love the opportunity to get a wide receiver 1 there at cost. So that's going to be my pick for that.
That's a good pick. I thought actually we were coming back around my way too, and I had Keon Coleman as my first guy too. If you can get a legit wide receiver 1, which it sounds like he might be that guy, him or Josh Palmer. Either way, you're in a good spot. So
and there was a lot of knocks on him, like his first year with like inability to separate this and that. But all the camp reports have been that he's been great. Shakir's hurt. Dalton Kincaid's kind of losing that confidence. So yeah.
Give me those back shoulder fades every day. That's all I'm seeing, those highlight reels. I love it.
And, I agree with you too. I think Zach Charbonnet and Keon Coleman were right there up for me. I think another player kind of sitting at the top of the board that is an easy click for me here is going to end up being Tucker Kraft. I know I have David Njoku on this team, but we saw last year that Green Bay doesn't really have an alpha wide receiver. They went and drafted Matthew Golden. We don't know how he's going to jive with Jordan Love quite yet. And we saw what Tucker Kraft could do. He was a big red zone target. He's got yak ability. I just think that that's a really safe pick.
No, I like it.
He's one of those players that it's like he may not get 100 targets, but because of that yak ability, like you said, like it doesn't take him a lot of touches to be effective.
That's right.
And I went with the safe pick. A lot of people are hating on Michael Pittman. He is the team captain. He still is their number one wide receiver. Josh Downs might be the better wide receiver, but I think Pittman, now that Daniel Jones is starting quarterback, he actually will get more targets and more receptions.
Brendan,
so I feel
welcome to the fan club. Me and Goyati are big Michael Pittman.
Dude, I don't know why people hate on him. He was 39th in PFF. I understand that. His separation is not great. But he knows where to go. Yeah, right. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah, so I'm a big Pittman fan. When he's healthy, I'm excited for him this season. Now that Daniel Jones is starting. Otherwise, you just got to pray he can catch it at his feet if Anthony Richardson's in there or 20 yards above his head.
So I love seeing, a lot of the people that were left, like your big names that were left, your Jaden Higgins, Zach Charbonnet, these are big players, Keon Coleman that we're looking at, Michael Pittman in the season. And so we're starting to really hit that, the talent gap in the next few rounds of like major profile players. So in this draft, I've already secured a top level tight end, but I just can't stop drinking the Kool-Aid that maybe this year, like, it could be different. And
are you Kyle Pitts right now?
I am Kyle Pitts.
Oh, baby. Yes.
Hey, here's my favorite Kyle Pitts stat, right? So every year that he's been in the league, his touchdowns have increased by 1.
Oop, this is it. Then he's going up 1 more.
So he should increase his touchdown output by at least 1.
Hey, look, I'm okay. I've got Travis Kelce, so it's not like I need it, but I'm happy to have it if he does pop, especially since a majority of leagues have actually shifted to at least a, half point tight end premium. We did not say that was this particular league, that it was a tight end premium. They typically are, but especially in a tight end premium, I don't mind throwing a dart on him in round 10, especially I've already filled out my roster. I'm just looking for players with high upside that can fill in even in sake of injury. So Seth here takes at the 11-1 Nick Chubb, and we've talked about this on the show several times. About, with the Joe Mixon injury, what Nick Chubb can be for that offense, or can he? And now, Joe, when we talked about it before, I drafted him in round 17 in our last mock, round 17. Now he's going in round 11. Is it too early?
Well, you have a lot of people that are saying that Mixon isn't going to play this year. You would have thought in a situation like this where it was like the Brian Robinson trade, it was like, okay, maybe he goes to the Texans and kind of does that. So there's not a lot of other options. Chubb and Pierce have been splitting the work. So, you got to take those throws there, so the thing about these rounds, and I think where a lot of people get tripped up in situations like this, is you're not gaining anything by grabbing, I don't know, who would be an example? Like Dallas Goedert. Like, sure, will he end up as like tight end 8? Yes. Will he ever help you win a week? No. He just doesn't get hurt. He doesn't get red zone touches, and like you're wasting your time. So it's like once you have your team, find players that are going to help you win the league. Like nobody's going to remember that you came in 4th because Dallas Goedert got you 8 points every week.
He won't get you 8 points every week. He'll get you 21 week, and then the next he'll get you 2. I'm from Philly, so I know this very well. He breaks my heart continuously. And I love that we're talking about Chubb here. I think Tootin there it was more of a dynasty pick. I know, Seth, you're a big dynasty guy. If you're listening to this, I would love to talk to you about why you went Tootin there. Obviously, Bigsby, we got a crowded backfield. ETN, hopefully he's on his way out to help my Bigsby shares, but I know Tootin's didn't get involved this offseason. I'm just curious why you're taking him in the 10th. I think you could have sat on that. What's his ADP anyway? I'm just curious on that one.
All the Jacksonville players have been going really in the same range.
I'll pull it up on ESPN because it's so I feel like Sleepers lags exceptionally.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say this. I hate this next pick that I'm going to make, but I like to stash running backs just in case, and we're getting really, really thin at the position. So I'm going to take One-Eye Jack and just
there you go.
Put Najee back there on the bench.
One-Eye Jack. Yep. That's disgusting.
I love it.
I can't believe that you just said that.
All right.
Nobody taught him how to shoot fireworks.
let's go to my queue here. And I'm still hurting in the wide receiver position. But I see that I'm going to go with Braylon Allen here. I'm going to stick with the running back theme. They get the running back one there.
So just a point of information on Bashal Tootin, currently ADP on ESPN PPR redraft 169.
Okay, so Seth likes it. I can't hate on that. You go after the players you like. So I think Tootin might as well. He literally could take the starting role there in Jacksonville. We all know that. So,
yeah, I think so. And we're kind of in the range now where you're going and taking your guy. Like, I think this could be a ceiling play, right? We've seen that Tootin has the burst for days. He is a good pass catching back.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he might suffer from a little bit of fumbleitis, but if you're looking for a ceiling play, I don't see what's wrong in this range of going and getting your guy.
No, I agree. Obviously, he's high on him. I like it a lot. If he starts, it's a home run. That's a steal.
Yeah, and speaking of a ceiling play, I'm going to go to this. I've been reviewing this roster since I picked it this morning. I'm really comfortable with my wide receivers. I have Bucky Irving kind of as my hero RB. I do like the Caleb Johnson pick. So I'm going to go and I'm actually going to fill in my QB2 role because I think, again, this is a massive ceiling play. And I think Drake May in the 11th
Thank God.
is going to be a play that he could be sitting in my starting lineup over Baker Mayfield.
Ooh,
There's another home run hitter there with Blue.
Yeah. So speaking of quarterbacks that I feel that are being drafted exceptionally low, my pick here, and since I have time, I'll just pick it now. So my guy this year is Justin Fields, QB6 for me in redraft. When he plays, he puts up production. If you look at last year, first 5 weeks, he was QB6. His last full season, he played QB. He was QB6. He had a stretch in 2024 where he was QB3 for the first 5 weeks. And then the last 8 or 9 weeks after he came back from an injury, he was QB13. People are like, oh, well, what if the Jets are bad? The Jets want to be bad. Next year's a great quarterback class. They're not going to put in Tyrod Taylor to like help them get to 7-9. They know they're going nowhere. If Fields does ball out, they found their guy. If he doesn't, then they're getting their guy next year. He is not a great real life quarterback in my opinion, but he's great for fantasy. I am willing to take him like in the 8th or the 9th. I know that I have Purdy on this roster, but it doesn't really mean a lot to me. So I'm just going to go and get Fields, who I would be comfortable starting every week.
I love it. I am very, very high on Justin Fields. If you guys ever do get a chance to listen to my content, me and my co-host, we go back and forth about him like for whole episodes. So I'm extremely high on him. I love what he brings to the field. He's great for gambling. If you guys like prop bets, he's wonderful. He really is. So he's always underestimated. If he stays healthy, it's a home run, man.
Has he got a name or is he like a secret?
Oh, who's that? My co-host?
Yeah.
Or are we talking about Justin Fields? I'm talking about Justin Fields. My co-host, Dan. You can follow him on D Ambrose 04. That's him. He's just he's my spreadsheet guy. He's got all the spreadsheets and he's the
freaking the sheets. I love it.
So I'm the color commentary, I guess, and he's the number guy. Balance it well.
So I know that the correct answer as far as like what you should do is you wait till the last 2 rounds. But when you have like crazy people that refuse to draft bench spots until they fill out their whole team, like is there a point where you guys would take a kicker or a defense not in the last 2 rounds?
No,
I'm streaming that.
I mean, unless it's like years ago, you're talking like the 2001 Ravens or something like that, or somebody that's going to just rack in points. I don't think it's worth it.
So Keenan Allen goes before Trey Harris. Woody Marks goes, Dylan Sampson, Jake Ferguson, and Joe, you're back on the clock. Man, Woody at 12. What a pick.
Woody at 12 is wild. But I mean, if you don't believe in Chubb,
right?
You don't believe in Dameon Pierce, who else is there?
Yeah, fair point. So who you taking right here, Joe?
I tweeted this out today. I cannot stop drafting this guy. I'm drafting him in best ball. I'm drafting him in redraft. I will trade for him in dynasty, although it probably won't happen. My pick here, Rachaad White. Rachaad White was PPR he was player 22. He was a top 5 guy the year before. People just have this idea because at the end of the season that Bucky White got like all this work. He saw all this work in the playoffs that he's going to maintain that throughout the season. I don't see it. We already have injuries at the offensive line position for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're short pass catchers because of all the injuries that they have. So what's going to happen? Rachaad White gets dump offs. It's not easy. It's not sexy, but he has standalone value. And if something does happen to Bucky, then you could have a league winner on your hands. We know that he's not efficient, but he's competent enough that they feel comfortable with him. So in the 12th round, I feel really great about that pick.
Get a little love in the chat, Bucky White.
Yeah. What is it? 2 years removed, Bucky. I keep saying, now I'm saying Bucky White.
What have I done?
Rachaad White, 2 years ago, Rachaad White, I think it was top 10 running back, wasn't he? I mean, he fell off the face of the year. Yeah, but his efficiency was just trash.
Absolutely.
So you put on paper, they knew that, but the volume's there. So he's definitely going to be a beneficiary of Bucky Irving getting hurt, if anything. That's where I see that pick working out really well for you.
And the lesson of the day here, kids, don't drink and draft.
I just need to not get sniped in the next 4 picks. That's all.
Oh, dude, it's a lock. You're going to get sniped. Ray Davis just won. I love Ray Davis.
About it right now, there's no way that you'll get sniped, right?
Love the Ray Davis pick. I think Ray Davis snatches some tutties this year.
Oh yeah. What did he get? 6 last year, right? On the ground, or 8? I don't know how he probably pounded a bunch.
I think he had more in the air because he had a couple screens that he housed, and it was like kind of insane where it was like you weren't expecting anything from the play. But 2024, let's see. So he had 3 touchdowns on the ground, 3 in the air. Yeah.
Okay, 6 total. Yeah, that's a good steal then. I like that in that pick.
Yeah, and he had that massive catch against the Broncos in the playoffs too. That was a big Josh Allen scramble, and that kind of was the last nail in the coffin for my Broncos.
I like the Broncos a lot this year. Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Oh,
Gordon, there it is. There it is. That's it. All right.
Look, you gotta love it. Everybody was really high on the Jalen Wright train, and he's looked mundane. And Ollie Gordon, despite his slow 40 time and everything else, has actually looked a bit electric. So, Dane, I don't think it's a bad pick, man.
No, I hate you, Dane.
We
this
saw
isn't
the
even
injury.
real. This is like a mock draft.
We saw an injury to Madison. He brings a different element. We have the injury to Devon Chain right now. So why not ride that wave that is Ollie Gordon in the preseason? Like you said, he looks electric. So I'm going to take a shot there.
You know what's crazy about Ollie Gordon too is that his breakout season when he had that big year at Oklahoma State, he was 19. When you talk about like early breakouts from like a collegiate perspective, like yeah, they struggled a lot last year. He didn't look like himself, but like going into the season, hey, we have this deep running back class. It was like Ollie Gordon was the headliner for that class.
Cedric Tillman,
absolutely. Yeah. And then in 2024, he looked like he, had a case of quiet quitting where he didn't like the scheme. There was something going on there. Like it looked like it fell apart, and you saw his stock fall.
He turned 21 at Oklahoma State. That's what happened.
So here I'm going to take what I would call a high-end handcuff to a running back that is getting older, deals with injuries anyways, still manages to play a lot, but they've already come out and said it's going to be more of a split share. They're trying to reduce the amount of carries that James Conner's trying to handle, and I really think that it could be a huge season for Trey Benson to really, kind of break out a bit and see what he's capable of. I mean, when we get glimpses of him, you've seen in the preseason, you get those glimpses, you're like, okay, like it's there, right? And with James Conner, like all you need is one ankle sprain, and you're there. Dadgummit, Aaron.
I like that pick by Aaron there. I
love the Josh Palmer pick. He's been my come around after Benson. I typically target Palmer. He's probably watched enough of these to know. I don't like you right now. Look, Josh Palmer, let me tell you, Josh Palmer is going to surprise people this season. Like, in my opinion, he's a better Gabe Davis.
I can't argue.
It's a low bar.
That's like a good thing,
is
that the bar?
Gabe Davis was relevant. Gabe Davis was fantasy relevant, and we still don't have true laid out wide receiver one for that offense. And I don't think Josh Palmer was used like he needed to be, freaking in LA. And I think that we're going to see a little bit of what he's actually capable of this season. And it seems like they're putting him more over the middle instead of on the perimeter, which is Josh Allen's cup of tea. So
to your point, I think it's important when you're going for these home run picks, like you have an elite quarterback. You have Josh Allen, and we don't know who his guy is. We haven't known really who his guy is since Stephon Diggs left. You have to be willing to take stabs at that. And if it's wrong, you just drop the guy and it's fine. But if it hits, then that's a great win for you. So there's like a no-lose scenario in the 12th round, even though I think that Palmer's a jag, but that's fine.
All right, coming back around, we got Romeo Dobbs going at 13-1 after J.J. McCarthy.
I love McCarthy there, by the way. That's talk about going for those home runs. I like Drake May, obviously, but I'm more excited for J.J. McCarthy than Drake May. I really am. I think he's just got the offense he's walking into and what Kevin O'Connell's been able to do with these quarterbacks, like off the street. I'm excited, man. It's going to be cool to watch.
I just need the Kevin O'Connell downfall so that like he can coach like I just think he's such a great coach.
He is.
It's just unbelievable. Like he's so good.
I like what Aaron did there too. He's already got Warren, and he's stacked with Likely. Well, not stacked, but he doubled up his tight end position. Likely's going to miss the first few weeks, but he's already got Warren. This could be a nice pick for him. He might end up being his flex guy there.
So I was going to take my second quarterback here, but based on ADP rising, I'm gonna take somebody that I've been tooting their horn all off season, and it's kind of my Terry McLaurin of last year, you know. And I've been drafting a lot of DeAndre Hopkins, and you listen to Lamar talk about him in his meetings, and he's like, "Oh, that guy's different. That guy does crazy stuff." He's like, "I can't wait to throw him touchdowns." You know, you see, like, and Lamar, to Lamar's credit, Lamar has never had a go up and get it in traffic type of wide receiver. He hasn't. Like the corner ball for him has been Mark Andrews is his best option. You know, he's got slot guys. He hasn't had the big hands contested catch guy, and he's finally got him. And, you know, Joe, you've heard me say it on the show. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins ends the season without at least 7 tutties.
You know what's funny about Mark Andrews is that everybody says that Mark Andrews had that car accident last year. Actually, that car had a Mark Andrews accident. That's a big dude. And if that is your best, like that is your best red zone target, like, yeah, that's a clear upgrade. Like DeAndre Hopkins, like say what you want. His efficiency, like ratings were good last year if you look at the stats. So, yeah, I like it a lot. But, Brendan, you're on the clock, man. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm going with Tajay. I was waiting for it. I'm not thrilled with the injury issues going on, but I didn't give up on Tajay yet. I still
have they said anything about, like, when he's expected to be back?
I'm expecting, like, 4 weeks. I really am. It sounds like a soft tissue injury. Was that what it's coming out as? So, so I'm thinking 4 weeks. I got enough running backs here. I think Braylon Allen was really helpful for me. To get out there on the field. So I feel okay with Tajay to have him on my bench. Maybe trade him when he starts hitting the field. By that point, RJ Harvey will be the established RB1 there, I hope. That's what Doug was thinking, at least when he drafted these first 10 rounds.
All right, Dan, you're on the clock, man.
It's all right. I'm going to go with the guy that I think has kind of been forgotten a little bit in New England. You know, they went and got Diggs. They drafted Kyle Williams. They have Travion Henderson, and I'm going to go and take Demario Douglas, who I think is going to go and build rapport with Drake May, and he's going to end up having a great season. He seems like he can find the soft spots of the area or of the field. He's got good hands. I really like grabbing Pop Douglas. I think there's going to be a good connection there.
I love that pick. That's a strong pick.
Love it.
PPR machine.
I want to hit some people in the chat real quick. We got Albert saying, "What's up, fellas? Thanks for tuning in, Albert."
Albert is always lurking, like every chat, every show. Like that is like a real homie. Like I want to just have a beer with Albert. He's a man.
Ben saying not on the Pitts train. Lots of people aren't on the Pitts train, which is why you get them in round 10 or 11. Carlos, I was expecting Ollie Gordon to 1 to 2 rounds later. Look, the preseason changes narratives. In that last game, man, he looked a lot better than Jalen Wright. So that naturally the ADP changes, and you've got to watch the shift in the market, right? And if you're still thinking that you're getting them where you were getting them 2 weeks ago, it ain't happening. So make sure you're tuning in. That's one thing, like people say, oh, I don't watch preseason, right? I'm not watching the preseason. Well, you probably need to watch because there's flashes, and that's how you find. Like if you picked up Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, like you did it because of the preseason, and if you didn't watch the preseason, you're on the outside looking in. Got Amber in the chat. What's up, guys? Good looking crew, except for Tyler. Appreciate that. Always love the look. Always appreciate you building me up. Dynasty Daddy in the chat waving. Crispy said Spears in round 13 might be as good as round 10. JC.
All right, Crispy. Thank you.
Always think Crispy like that Coke from McDonald's, man. Get after it.
Hey, look, and if you're tuned in, if you got comments or if you have questions, if you're thinking like maybe there's somebody you want to reach for, you want to pop it in the chat, hit it. We'll answer it. Joe, you're on the clock. What's up?
Yeah, so I'll make this pick and then we can talk about it. But I have a weakness for elite potential handcuffs. Everybody's been talking about Saquon Barkley as far as like the number of touches that he had.
Yeah.
Bijan Robinson only had like 17 less touches in the regular season last year. So it's like if you're going to get into like the rule of 370 and all of this stuff, Tyler Algier, like he is a competent backup. If something were to happen to Bijan, then Bijan, I guess they told us how to correctly say it after like 3 years. So for me, it's just like, hey, like if something were to happen, he's there. If you need like a bye week fill in and need some points, like Algier can slide in. So I'm good with that.
Hey, with Algier, you guys might have to talk to your boy, Coach Retzloff, because he's been hoping that Parsons goes to Atlanta and Algier goes and is the starting running back for the Cowboys.
Wow, Coach.
I think that's a lot of shares, right? That's going on in night school.
I had the same thought about Rachaad White going to Dallas.
I was just so happy when Arthur Smith left Atlanta. That made me so happy because I had so much Robinson. I'm like, why is Cordell Patterson running the ball right now? What are you doing?
Here's what I have to say. I need to stand on business on my boy. Arthur Smith did what he could for his team. When you have a bum quarterback, you will do the most creative things to make his life easy. Like he made Derrick Henry, and he gave him the ball, and he did that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, maybe he didn't use Bijan Robinson as much as he needed to his rookie year, but like, why burn your horse in the first year when you know you're not going anywhere? Right? He was playing the long game. He was like, hey, we can use all of our tight ends. We have Jonnu, we have Kyle Pitts. Like, just pick one of the open guys and just throw it to him. And Ridley couldn't do that. So like he could. I think he's a way underrated coach, in my opinion. And that's not the Steelers stuff talking.
No, from a football standpoint, yes. From a fantasy standpoint, screw that guy. I mean, what are you doing? And I love, by the way, we've had some good tight ends go here. Hunter Henry, I think, is highly underrated. He's going way too late in drafts. Drake May loves him. He peppers the hell out of him. And then Brenton Strange, you have 160 targets that left with Evan Ingram. This is great for Brenton Strange.
They have said that Strange has been like a very consistent target for Trevor Lawrence this year. And I feel like if Lawrence can't do it this year with Brian Thomas, Travis Hunter, Brenton Strange, like it's going to be scary times for Trevor Lawrence. He was like the best prospect since Luck, and it just hasn't lived up to the hype.
So here we got the Brenton Strange pick, the T-Law pick. I actually really like T-Law this year. But back to the Parsons thing. Parsons going to Atlanta for Algier is the Luka trade of the NFL. Love it. Steinberg, good evening, fellas. Brent's in the chat. What's up, Brent? Let's go. BHS Cartillo can be top 12 this season under Cohen. It's a good point. It's possible Cohen can bring Baker into top tier relevance. I don't know why he can't do it with a big arm like T-Law. And I'm excited for T-Law. It's the first time that I think he's really had a coach that, was a bit more proven on that offensive side of the ball. Like everybody else were like you got fired from your previous job, so we're going to hire you here in Jacksonville. Coaches.
Man, come on.
you get fired, so but you're okay. Let's hire. It's like the Cowboys with McCarthy. I don't know what they were thinking. Joe, you're on the clock.
Yeah, so there was some news this week. We had a major trade out of Denver. So Vele goes from the Broncos to the Saints. Not really sure how I feel about that because the Saints have no quarterback even though there's a couple that they're trying. I just think that they're all bad. But there is a lot of opportunity in Denver. We saw a good opportunity from Bo Nix last year. They've added Evan Ingram. We have Cortland Sutton. I'm going to take a stab at one of the 2 Denver wide receivers. Pat Bryant's been looking really good out of camp, so I'm going to pick him. But I also think that Troy Franklin, second-year player, could also be really good. So I think if you can get either one of those 2 Denver wide receivers, I think you're in a good spot. I'm going to take Pat Bryant here, mostly on vibes. I don't really know how to split the 2, but I want to take a piece at an offense that I think is elite with Sean Payton.
I like it. I think you probably could have sat on Pat Bryant, though, to be frank.
Yeah, that's fine.
I would have taken him with my next
I don't
pick.
want to mess with it.
Oh, there you go. Never mind. He would have gotten.
So you sniped me.
Yeah.
I think that Bailey trade has to be like compensation for the Sean Payton trade, right? That's the only way that makes sense, because the Saints shouldn't be moving a 4th and a 7th to go and get Bailey.
Look, I don't know about you guys. I still have 3 to go before I get to my pick, and I'm getting sniped all over the place. Deontay Gordon, great pick. Could be, in my opinion, wide receiver 1. And Joe, I know that's blasphemy for you because you're a Jacoby Myers truther.
Yeah, respect Jacoby Myers. You know what? Judge Jody's coming back.
Gordon is the only real outside receiver that they have, and I'm really excited about that. And then the Pat Bryant pick, and then my guy Isaac Tesla here at round 14. I referenced him earlier. Obviously, some people watch the show and they're trying to hurt my feelings. But yeah, so I like your pick there, Dane. Torrey Horton.
Yeah, so Torrey Horton, there's really not much going on in Seattle besides JSN. Kubiak has came in and he's kind of shown that they're going to run the ball at will. And Torrey Horton, by all reports, he's beaten out Valdez Scantling for the wide receiver 2 right now. So that's a guy that I'm going to take a shot on. I was talking with one of my buddies, Jared, he's big into the analytics too, another freak in the sheets. And he shows me his career yards per route run, the college dominator rating, the breakout age. It's something that I'm going to take a dart throw in these rounds, definitely.
You're right on. I'm up now. I'm looking at my team. I definitely need more wide receiver help. I don't see any that yell at me. So I'm probably going to pull a hard reach here, but I like Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm going to take him here. He's a PPR machine, and we are in a PPR league, so he might end up in my flex spot.
I like that Tyler left the sound on because you just sniped him.
Russ likes some Wan'Dale. Russ also likes some Darius Slayton. I
do like Darius Slayton too. Yeah.
So both great picks. Crispy said Vele is a decent slot wide receiver on a rookie contract. Makes sense for a 4th. I agree. So right here, I wanted to go tight end. Well, I didn't really want to go tight end, but I was going to go tight end. But with, again, how positional players are drying up and this, PPR monster, I think, and you guys may disagree, I just feel like Kansas City is still searching for the guy. Pacheco has been like a crazy runner. He runs hard, he gets hurt, and then it's like, what do we have? And I just can't get enough in late rounds just on the sheer upside, that exists in taking some Brashard Smith. He really gives like Jerick McKinnon vibes. And so I think they're searching. I think he carves out a role, and I think we could be looking at the later half of the season going, wow, where did that guy come from?
Hey, I like it in the first quarter tonight, so it could be good. You know what I think about Isaiah Pacheco? Have you ever seen Monsters University?
Yeah, I have.
At the beginning of the movie, they have that little monster that's trying to get the class, and he's like pumping his arms and like trying to move real fast, but he's not actually going anywhere.
Yeah, I know. It's nailed it. Aaron's up. Aaron's made some good picks. I like Rico Dowdle there as well. Aaron, if you're in here, you're picking well. He's doing a good job. Yep. And Ronnie, I know you're in here too. We talked about you a little bit too. You're Mr. Football, so good to have you here as well.
Ronnie said the good guy AI is making his picks.
Well, good guy AI is doing good because he took freaking Hunter Henry and Deonta Thornton, which were amazing picks. AI, freaking amazing. He said Robinson, who I would have taken it if I didn't want to get the last good Tennessee boy. It was a good pick. Love Robinson this year, PPR monster.
These are not my friends. I didn't hire them to come on this show and comment. I swear to God.
No, it's okay. It doesn't hurt my feelings.
Actually, you guys are my friends now. Thank you.
Mine are a little hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
It was that late night poker game. So here's the thing. So I didn't go tight end last round. I'm gonna do it now, and just again, if this is tight end premium, I'm definitely doing this. But I've got two really strong tight ends. And then here at this pick, I'm really between two guys. Those guys being Cade Otton and Mason Taylor. I really like both of them. I think Cade Otton showed last year he's very good. He can be a reliable target. Baker tends to pepper him. Baker's already missing McMillan, and he's missing Godwin. So there's a lot of possibility there. But Justin Fields, my belief in Justin Fields' deep ball is not strong. And so we saw, I mean, dump off world for Justin Fields. And so I think Mason Taylor sneakily has a really strong season this year. So I'm actually going to take him over Otton. They're really close for me.
You just screwed me for the last 2 minutes because you talked about your pick, like building it up as I have him top of my queue. So love Mason Taylor there. He is my 7th ranked tight end this season. So that was awesome to hear how you're going to snipe me for like 2 minutes. I was like, why are you just rubbing it in my face? That was awesome. Great pick. I love the reasoning. You're 100% right. Fields is going to be, and everybody keeps talking about, geez, man, I've been having these lovely water. This is water, everybody. But basically, Tanner Erskine goes in there. He's bringing that Detroit philosophy. Could Mason Taylor be Laporta? You know what I mean? And he likes to get those guys open in the middle of the field. Justin Fields is always looking to get rid of that ball quick. I love it. I think it's a solid pick. And now you've really set me for taking.
Hey, but I gave you my second option. If you need to,
I don't want Otton. You can have Otton. You can take him on the back end. He come around. I'm going to take Jalen Wright on the risk that he ends up actually being the number 2. And our boy A-Chain is actually hurt, so missing extended time. Oh, we got a defense. Right. Hey, yeah, yes, got my Eagles going there. This is not Jets. This is old Eagles. Love it. This is Harold Carmichael, everybody. Hall of Fame. Tallest man in the Hall of Fame, 6'8".
All right, Dane, on the clock. All
right, guys. This is one that this is one that I was scrolling and I was kind of shocked that we left him. I think I would have taken him a couple rounds earlier, but he's hiding down in the wide receiver room, and that's going to be Jalen Coker.
Love it.
Love it. Oh, Joe, if you kept that wig on, I might have kept him on the board for you.
You know what? There's not a lot of airflow in there.
Dude, this office is so hot, and I see good guys like trolling me in here. I am red. I feel like I'm getting redder as this day goes on because it is hot in this office. I don't know how my wife works in here. This is unbelievable. This is not a church, by the way. This is not real stained glass. So
Dane, do you think there's any legs to the Adam Thielen going back to Minnesota? Because if that's true, Jalen Coker becomes a much more fantasy relevant player.
To the moon.
Yeah. I don't think it'll necessarily be Minnesota, even though there is quite a bit of smoke around those rumors. But I do think Thielen moves. I think that the Panthers are in a situation where they want to let some of these young guys get some reps. Canales kind of wants to have his guys and build the team the way he wants. So I could see Adam Thielen definitely moving out of the Panthers organization.
Very cool. All right. So this team did not have a lot of running backs that I inherited. I had CMC and then Travis Etienne, and that's how we started our night. So I got to at least put some more darts out there. Somebody that I like a lot, Taj Brooks in Cincinnati. They already got rid of Zach Moss, so the opportunity is there. We talk about Rashad White, where it was like, hey, like he wasn't necessarily an efficient player. Hold on, I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry, excuse me. Love that. There's like two like terrible sneezing scenarios. One when you're driving, and two like when you're on a podcast. You gotta love it. But yeah, Taj Brooks immediately becomes an RB2. He hasn't stood out in preseason per se, but he's on a high-powered offense. So if something were to happen, Chase Brown, I'm all over the place with names tonight. Then you kind of take that dart throw. So for me, 15th round, why not get after it?
Nice, love that pick.
Yeah, me too. Solid. I like Kyle Williams there too. Who knows? That's a good pick at that point.
Kyle Williams' ADP has dropped significantly. I mean, he's going around 10, 11.
Well, he's been banged up, right? Because he hasn't really had a lot of preseason action.
Who's our better vision in here?
That's Brett. That's Brett.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. You went with Ben Sano. I love Zach Ertz. I'm a huge Zach Ertz fan. Ben is not. Am I missing something? Is he with the first team now?
Well, the thing is that if you
he's more talented,
Zach Ertz, you become a great tight end.
That's facts. Yep.
Right? So it's just a matter of when.
Oh, I love the Jalen Milroe pick there.
No, Brett has some really good stuff. I think what we didn't talk about was Will Shipley. If you are somebody that's like, hey, like Saquon, I'm fading Saquon, you have to be taking Will Shipley. And if you're good, like then you should be taking Saquon in the top 6 picks.
I love Will Shipley as well. I had him in my queue for a little bit. Obviously, being from Philly, we had for years, Kenneth Gainwell coming out of the backfield catching balls, and I think Will Shipley's going to be in that role. I'm excited to see him. He played some good snaps last year.
Ronnie stole my keys. Now he steals my running back pick. We've got beef. I'm so upset right now. I'm so mad that I'm taking. I don't even know what to do. I'm so hurt. But Giddens is going to be the backup running back in Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor. What was interesting about Jonathan Taylor? He never missed a game in his whole life until he played for the Colts.
Yeah,
and he's been kind of like hobbled the last few years. They're not going to have Anthony Richardson, so if Giddens does get the opportunity, you lose kind of like that rushing upside, even though they do have Vanilla Vic. But Giddens is somebody that I really like. He was somebody I targeted a lot in dynasty drafts.
Yeah, it's solid.
Man, this is really throwing me for a loop. You know what I'm going to do? Screw the running back thing. We were just talking about it with Dane with the Coker pick. Xavier Legette, he also could become a second wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers. I don't know if I have a lot of faith, but it's round 16. Let's just chuck it up and hope for something good.
I don't hate first round pick. I mean, he got drafted high for that reason. We'll see what happens. There goes Goddard. We talked about him a little bit ago.
Too good to waste away on Jesse. That's Hunter.
Is that good guy? Is that Ronnie? That's Ronnie, right?
Dane.
Oh, I love it. Yes, it makes sense now.
Talk about that, Dane. Hunter and Corum is still on the board. Why?
It's pretty crazy.
Because I think that Jarquez Hunter has more juice than Corum. He's got a better explosive run rate. He's a better pass catcher than Blake Corum. I think he just fits that Rams system a lot better. It's tougher to click the Rams backups because Kyron got that contract extension. We were all kind of sell Kyron. Everybody was kind of out because he didn't have that deal. But now I think that can kind of be put to rest that is McVay's workhorse. They're going to use him. But I just think that Jarquez Hunter fits that system, and he's going to get more run than Corum this year.
Interesting. Yeah, it's close for me. He said because he's garbage. It's a good pick. There's been a lot of Jarquez Hunter hype, and I think we're still waiting to really see. Man, so this arena really bothers me. Like this range, because I feel like I've gotten a pretty deep team. And I don't want to go. I mean, I could go kicker or defense if I wanted to. There's some really good ones there. I may actually take a defense here in round 3 just because I've really filled out my roster and like my next picks I think are going to be there. And I want to take a defense I think is really good, that's really underrated, that has a pretty easy schedule. I'm going to go with Houston.
Okay. I took Stroud too. Houston, we went Houston there. By the way, I'm shocked Stroud lasted this long. I didn't want him, but I felt like obligated to take him in this round.
Do you feel like, so let me ask you this, Brendan, with a situation where like you have Mahomes, he obviously is mobile, but he's not a running.
I didn't draft Mahomes. I want to make that very clear.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
But like with Stroud, I think that the problem is it's like he hasn't thrown for 30 touchdowns yet in his career, which not all his fault, of course, but he's also very much not. He's not a running
quarterback. Yep. You're drawing a good point. I had him or Bryce Young. Bryce Young's a lot more mobile, obviously, but I want a man that can see over the offensive line. So I took Stroud only because what he did in the rookie season. They've cleaned up the offensive line. They know where they failed last season, and they've improved the receiver game. So I think if anything, he's only going to get better this season. Will it be dramatic? Probably not, but I took him on the risk that he is back to his rookie season. He might end up starting for me over the Mahomes. Who knows?
Getting some love in the sea. Wild that Ward went two picks. Wild that Ward went.
No, you're right. You were struggling to read it because it didn't make sense.
Yeah. Corum is what all the Kyron haters hate Kyron for. Great. A little bit of love for Houston as my defensive 2 in my rankings. Good pick.
I think what Ben's thing said is it's wild that Ward went 2 picks behind Milroe. You have a backup quarterback.
Yeah. No, that confused me as well. And that's why I was like, am I seeing this board right? I don't know. I like Milroe's awesome. He's a lot of fun. But him and Jackson Dart, sit on them, guys. Don't take them early. I mean, Dart, I'd take Dart over Milroe there too. Dart's going to be on the field by week 2 or 3, it looks like at this point.
It shouldn't. Don't ever get overhyped about preseason performances.
Right.
2023 Kenny Pickett. I have a block number jersey in my closet after that preseason. I was actually in Nashville for a basketball party. He was balling out against the Giants, and I was like, "It's time to win."
My favorite part of that was when you said I got a Kenny Pickett jersey. It like froze when you like pointing at Kenny Pickett's jersey for like a minute and a half. It was great.
We're making good time with the. We got about 10, 15 minutes left of the show, and we're into the last 2 rounds, so we're making good time. Here I'm going to take a complete dart throw, and any KC receivers are strong possibilities, and they brought this guy in to be somebody, and he just hadn't been able to be on the field. He's practiced today. It's round 17.
Make the pick first.
I'm going to just take a long shot, and I mean a long shot. Like, we're around 17. Like, this is like no man's land. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, maybes. And, Hollywood Brown, when I look, has potential to actually have a role immediately, as long as he's on the field. And if not, I'll drop him and get somebody else. We're talking about around 17.
What a fall from grace for him, right? Like, he was
it's crazy.
Premier guy for the Ravens. He had the injuries in Arizona, and now he's like a wide receiver 4, 3 for the Chiefs. Like, it's crazy how fast that can change in the NFL.
I don't think he's wide receiver 3. I think I think that's the narrative because he hasn't got on the field yet. I don't think that they look at him as like, hey, this is wide receiver 3. I think he's an automatic start, wide receiver 1 or 2 in that offense as long as he's healthy.
Yeah, and it's back to me. I agree with you. He has that wide position locked down, for sure when he gets back on the field. I'm going with Zach Ertz here. I talked about him earlier. I think he's Jaden Daniels' security blanket. I don't care what his age is. The man's he's a freak athlete, and he knows how to get open. He just is a savvy route runner.
You know what makes the tight end good? When they just can like sit in the pocket. They find a pocket and they just sit there. Yep. All right, Jane. Miles Sanders.
There it is.
Colonel Sanders, the chicken.
Did Javonte already go? Where'd he go?
Javonte went way earlier. He went in round 9. Okay. Jaden Blue went in round 11. We're in round 17. We're taking Miles Sanders.
Yep.
It's an ambiguous backfield. You don't know what's going to happen there, so why not take a shot in 17? Because if Miles Sanders is nothing, you drop him and you're finding something else, right?
Yeah, same thought process with Hollywood, right? Like, it's something great.
I like what Ronnie.
The takeaway of the show, right? Where it's like you can you can have guys that do nothing on your bench, but if there's a guy that's going to score 8 points every week, like that, you never put into your starting lineups, what's the point?
Yeah.
At this point in the draft, you're really trying to say, hey, if things break right, I want to have the lottery ticket before it gets to waivers, because either I'm in a stupid league that doesn't do fab, or I got too excited because I am a slut for waivers and used my fab already.
Yeah.
So you want to beat the game if you can.
Mm-hmm. I like what we talked about Jackson Dart quickly, and it looks like Ronnie's going down a pretty good road there. I love the content, Ronnie. I'm with you. That's why I said sit on Milrose, sit on Dart. Don't take them in your drafts early. I can't
learn
disagree
from
with
Anthony
this.
Richardson. Give them time to develop.
Yes,
that's right.
This one's interesting. What he wrote here. I thought Dabble was brought there to resurrect Daniel Jones, in my opinion, actually. So I think that's what they were hoping for him to kind of give some of that Josh Allen vibe to him. So I think Dabble actually went there because of that. So I do disagree with you on that, Ronnie, but I like what you're saying about Dart.
I'll make my pick first, real quick.
I love Raheem Mostert there, by the way. Fire pick.
The thing is if you are fading Saquon, you need to evaluate how you feel about Ashton Genty, because he also had over 400 touches.
Have a lot of
There
carries.
is the argument of, hey, he was done playing football in November, December. He's had more time to recover. He's younger, all this stuff. But must start Mostert.
Yes. No.
So I want to touch on the funny thing here. So Brandon Aubrey goes the first kicker, 4 rounds. Next kicker, Jake Bates. Jake Bates is an Arkansas Razorback. Keep going. Next kicker, Cam Little, also an Arkansas Razorback. No, I'm a diehard Razorback fan if you watch the show. But cool thought. So Cam Little is probably one of the most underrated kickers in fantasy football, or in football period, prior to him kicking a 70-yarder in the preseason.
Yeah, when did Arkansas become kicker you?
Look, the crazy thing is, so if you actually know, I mean, I know because I'm a Razorback fan and I follow Cam Little. Cam Little has never in high school, in college, or in the NFL missed an extra point.
It's not even a skill.
He has been, but they miss him. People miss him. He's been automatic, all preseason. I think it's a crazy pick. It's weird talking about kickers on a live stream, but he's sneaky, and I've gotten him in most times, I pick again at 18-10, like 3 rounds till the end, and I've gotten him there. This is again, Ben taking a punch.
Oh man, my boy got sniped, Tyler. Y'all laughed me off the stage a couple weeks ago about Tyler Luke. And there he goes.
Yeah, fourth pick. So you got 4 kickers, and you got let's see here. Matt Science says, we said rookie Bijan was going to get all the work, but Algier was flex worthy. There's no way all the work goes to Genty. Mostert is going to be a pain in his rear end. Good pick.
I agree. I love that pick. And everybody, Chip Kelly, man, outside run scheme. He's going to be kicking it to the outside. You're going to see not Genty right here. We're talking about Mostert. Hit it and run, man. He's so fast. We know what he did in Miami. He's kind of in a great scheme now too. So I like Mostert a lot there. Great value.
It feels better than getting like a vote of confidence from casual, like 2-time top 5 accuracy ranker Aaron St. Dennis. It's the best.
Oh, is that FF Mad Scientist? All right, right on.
Yeah.
So speaking to Ronnie here, did a good job with taking. So he took JCM earlier in round 11, and then he followed up in 18 with Chris Rodriguez, which I think was a great pick because we don't know.
Right.
We don't know how that pans out, and they're really high on Rodriguez.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the main reasons they were willing to let Brian Robinson Jr. go, was because of Rodriguez, not because of Krosky Merritt. And so great pick. You kind of secure yourself there. And he also took Eckler.
Yeah, he's got that whole backfield.
Yeah,
he's got the whole backfield. So
figure it out.
You got it. Good job. And you did it after round 10. You got the whole Commanders backfield. I almost said Redskins. Whole Commanders backfield after you filled your lineup. All right.
So I'll make this pick very quickly. I'm going to take a defense here because my kicker of my dreams has already been taken. I'm going Arizona Cardinals here. If you look at the first 5 weeks of the season, they play the Saints week 1, who suck. The Panthers week 2, who might suck. They play the Seahawks week 4, who have no offensive line, and Darnold will probably be seeing ghosts by then. And you have rookie quarterback Titans week 5. So it's a very good 4 out of 5 weeks to start. So I'm going to draft the Cardinals as like a streaming defense. It's a great defense to get the year started with that won't be like heavily regarded.
Chris Boswell goes in round 18. Seahawks defense round or there after Boswell. Efton Chisholm. Love
it. It's fun. I'm on the clock.
That's another preseason hype.
It is. Yeah, he's looking good. I'm on the clock right now. I don't have a kicker or defense. I know we're on our last pick. My strategy here for people that are like, dude, you didn't do it right. If Jalen Wright is no longer the number 2 running back, I'm going to drop him and pick up a kicker or defense. So at this point, I'm going to take Cameron Dicker because he can beat the hell out of the ball, and the Chargers are going to score a lot.
Dicker the kicker.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
If they spell out, he's going to get some good field goals.
Yeah, I don't mind that style, Brendan. Like, you know, people get caught up in like wanting to fill out your roster, and unless your league has a rule that you need to fill your roster, like it's a 12-team league.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be at least 3 top 15 defenses, at least 3 top 15 kickers, you know, sitting there for you to take and run with. So you don't have to draft, especially if you're drafting the preseason.
Yeah,
or, you know,
I can wait 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks to fill that defense. I see people.
Right.
I'm like, no way. I'm waiting to see my roster as it pans out before the first kickoff. I will have a defense, I promise you, but it makes my life a little easier.
You know, I'm sitting here and I'm debating, do I take my second quarterback or do I take my kicker? I can stream either. I like to get kickers that are attached to high octane offenses, or like people that that are in scoring position often. So I really like a Harrison Butker here. Quarterback, I like. There's so many people left. Matt Stafford's still there. Russell Wilson's still there. Michael Penix is still there. You can stream these positions.
Is that his name? Wasn't it something else the other day?
I don't know the answer to that question, and I feel like it's a setup, so I'm not going to answer that.
No, it's just a viral tweet that went out. They misspelled his last name on a local TV station.
I just want to get ahead of the chat. DJ Moore did not get traded to the Chiefs.
Correct.
Wow.
You know what?
Philly Mike. Why would you do that, Philly Mike?
And Philly Mike from the chat for life.
Where's your gavel, Joe?
Had me in a panic. I'm like, oh my God, like what's happening?
Oh man.
I just took a shot. I'm gonna probably drop and get a kicker, but
I like
Daniel Jones won the starting job, and his main connection all throughout camp, has been Adonai Mitchell. And so, you know, on the shot that connection continues or they continue to roll with him, it's worth a grab.
I like it. That's a good pick.
Yeah, I agree. I loved his separation score from last year. Anthony Richardson just couldn't get him the ball. And I think you're right. Daniel Jones can really build a connection there for him.
Can't beat the value where you
saw it, Tyler. We did have a trade question in the chat from.
Did we? Did I miss it?
10:01. It's like 5 comments from the top.
Oh, yeah. Brazil. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Would you trade JT and Waddle for Nico? Yes. So it depends on how deep I am at running back. I think Nico from Waddle is a big upgrade. I think JT can't stay on the field. So if I have to give up to get that Nico-esque player who is continuing to claw his way, you know, like up, or, you know, like when Nico came in the league, everybody was like, you know, he was like way late being taken in rookie drafts. Dane, you know, you're a big dynasty person. Like Nico was not a top target, and he really popped, and he's continued to work and grow in that offense. He's continued to develop as a route runner. He's not just your go route guy anymore. And to me, I want the best player in the trade. And if I have any kind of depth to my team, I do the deal because I want the best player.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go Nico on this trade. The only way that I would stick with the package side is if this is a bigger league. If it's 12 by 12 or larger, I'm going to stick with JT and Waddle, keep my starters. But anything, if it's a 12 by 10 or smaller, I'm definitely just staying with Nico.
As for me, I need to see the rest of the team. I agree exactly what Tyler said. I need to see the rest of your running backs, because if you're replacing, let's say, 26 points for a 18-point wide receiver, where are you going to make up those other points? So that's what I see it as. Is it going to boost your lineup, or is it going to hurt you? So I need to see your backup running backs, need to see what you have, because if it makes sense, obviously I like Nico better than those guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against that, but I think you need to replace the points. If you
He
make
said
that
his other two running backs, or Frizz could be anybody. My other running backs, Kyron and Tyrone Tracy. There's no way I'm making this trade. There's no reason to make this trade before the season starts.
No, you hold on to them. I agree.
Fair. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm glad we asked for description there.
I still might do it. Look, Tyrone Tracy can get you JT numbers, like especially if JT's only going to give you 3 games. Like,
well, here's the question: we talked about JT getting hurt. I'm sorry to interrupt Tyler, but Tyreek Hill, is he going to play all games this season? Because Jalen Waddle, when he's out on the field, Jalen Waddle, man, we've seen what he's done.
Tyreek Hill's about to go full George Pickens and crash out by week 5.
I can see it coming. It feels like that.
It's going to be AB 2.0.
Yeah, it feels like it. So I like Jalen Waddle this year. I think you hold strong there, and I like what Joe said. You just wait it out a few weeks. You can probably get more value, because let's say JT goes off, unload him, man. Get something else. Kyron has a good game. Trade his ass.
If JT has a good game right off top, you might be able to dish JT directly.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah,
JC,
exactly, Tyler.
I feel like JC's getting a lot of hate. Bro had 1,400 yards last year.
I'm not saying he sucks. I'm just saying, I like Nico more, but I'm saying hold on to him, let him go off. And if you're going to trade him, try to get some more out of him.
He's saying let the cost rise. Let the market rise.
Yes.
So, okay, speaking of market rising, somebody asked in the chat, what's your opinion on comeback player of the year, Darren Waller?
That rapper guy?
Yeah. It was country. He tried to drop his country rap.
Oh, that hip hop. Tyler been putting him on some good hip hop lately.
And the hip hop, that's amazing. Mad Sign said, I like Waller if his comeback is in the CFL. And good guy. If Darren Waller catches 5 touchdowns, I'll donate $69 to Fantasy Cares.
Nice.
Class.
Waller is somebody that's still available currently on waivers after this draft. You can go pick up Darren Waller. Is anybody buying? Is it worth it? I mean, I don't think a comeback player of the year for sure, but are we jumping on Darren Waller at all?
Win comeback player of the year because you retired because you didn't like blocking. Like DeMar Hamlin had to die to win comeback player of the year. Like, you didn't have no hardship, but you just didn't like football. There's no way.
This is what happens when you have Joe on the show.
Does Joe Flacco win it twice? That's the real question. Yes.
I mean, God, maybe.
First player win it twice, man.
He said, can you put his music on the screen while you discuss? No, we cannot. That will be a copyright, and our video will no longer be able to be monetized.
I do have my curiosity.
Does anybody listen to him?
Joe can spit it. I guarantee you Joe can spit it. I've seen this man rap live.
Yes,
he can spit it. Joe, go. Yeah,
I actually have never listened.
Tyler, lay down the beat right now.
I've never heard the song.
This is a good time for me to say that we are 10 minutes past the hour, 10 minutes past the end of showtime. Look, thank you guys for tuning in. Going through these teams real quick. I'm just gonna throw them up on the screen so everybody can see, and I'll work my way over. You got.
Of course, click yours.
Look, no, it's just there. So you got here team 1. You guys can decide if you like it or not. I like it. It is my team. But I will digress. Brendan, great
my
job.
It's hummus. It's hummus. Like you like it. It's meh. It's hummus. You know what I mean? You don't go out of your way to go buy hummus unless
I'm getting that tatted after this show. That's
it's hummus. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's all right.
You must have been talking about your roster.
Yes, I was. No, I'm talking about my roster. I like your roster. I'm talking about mine.
Look, at least you got CD, and hopefully Jonathan Taylor runs for another 1,400 yards so that you have a good running back.
Kenneth Walker stays healthy. That'll be my championship right there.
You're going to be dependent on RJ Harvey and Jordan Mason.
Yeah, but Trey McBride the third is money. So
I love me some Trey.
That's true. That's true.
I love me some Trey McBride.
Money. Let's see, Dane. There, you got some solid wide receivers in the beginning. Let me ask you,
you're judging them on players that they had nothing to do with.
I know. No, I really like the back half. I think you did a great job of filling in, especially since. And I want to ask real quick, Higgins. Higgins is going 3, round 4. Obviously, he's a second behind Jamar Chase. We've seen an inability to stay on the field. Have you guys been able to buy him this high?
I don't want him that high, to be honest.
I don't either.
Away from him. Yeah,
I haven't gone looking to acquire Higgins.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm like, yeah, he's a great target, but man, at that ADP, at that cost, Judge Jody.
Absolutely not. He should be a 4th or 5th round pick. There's no way you should be taking him in the 3rd.
I feel like 5th round. Like, I don't even think I would take him in the 4th. Like, if Mike Evans or T. Higgins is on the
wide receiver 1,
I'm taking Evans.
Last year was his best year with wide receiver 1 finishes. He had 4.
Right. I don't understand it.
They were a great 4 weeks, but he has had over 30 games in the last 3 years where he's put up duds.
Yeah, I'm there's so many guys that you can sit on. Like, there's Cortland Sutton. I'm a big Cortland Sutton fan here. And we talked about Michael Pittman. These are guys you can take really late. Calvin Ridley's another one. Don't take T. Higgins. I mean, I really just I don't know. He's burned me so many times. He's always hurt. I like Tipson as kind of like a sneaky, like, after the draft's done, you pick this guy up and he can actually get on your field. Their wide receiver, basically like number 4 right now. Tinsley. I said Tipson. I'm so sorry. Stanley Tinsley is going to be a name that we're going to mention this season because I'm telling you, T. Higgins is going to go down and somebody else is going to have to get on the field. And Tinsley's looked awesome this preseason. I'm buying into the hype. He looks legit. So that's my random. You wanted random people. That's the most random guy I got on my list.
Got a question in the chat. Might be a dumb question. Javonte or Kroski in redraft? For me, it's the talent, like I guess the electricity of the player. Like, Kroski looks electric. Javonte hasn't looked electric since he blew his knee out. And I just feel like Dallas's run game is going to be so mundane. I want a high upside, even though and Aaron's disagreeing with me, which is funny because me and Aaron are usually on the same page. He said Javonte all day. Kroski isn't even good, was awful in college.
I agree with the maple syrup man. Javonte's a starter. Kroski is still the 3rd string guy.
Is he?
Yes.
B-Rob just got shipped out.
Eckler is going to be the starter. Rodriguez is going to be the goal line back. JCM, he's going to have to find his spot.
He's going to be the change of pace back in there. I think that as well. I like Javonte. I just don't. I need to see that he's fully healthy. I still feel like he's not. He's
I
lost
don't like really
that.
Either one.
He can catch. He's a heck of a 3rd down back this days. He had 56 catches last year, I think. So I mean, you got a guy that you can pepper the ball with, and Dak does that. So there's an opportunity to catch a lot of balls out of the backfield. That's the only reason I would go Javonte there.
Kroski was great the year he actually played. Sell JCM before people realize he's a flex at best. Look, here's the thing. He said Javonte will be an RB2. We'll see. I don't hate that call. I don't think it's out of the box of possibility. If I draft Kroski, I'm not drafting him for the first half of the season. Like Eckler and Rodriguez's ability to hold up and then his electric play, I think that's what makes Kroski or Bill, should I say, a potential grab is what's possible for him in the second half of the season. Because I do agree, I don't think it starts out with him as just RB1. So, really depends on what you believe health-wise for the rest of those. It's a 14-team league, so this will be one of my early bench picks. Oh, did we miss a – let's see here.
No. That was a continuation. That was the question. Because that was
14.
the Javonte or JCM pick. It's a 14 league play.
Oh, okay.
So does that change how you feel about the two guys, knowing that like 14, like you run out of people that you know are on a team. Like you pick guys that are like not like Amari Cooper gets drafted in a 14 team league. Like,
yeah. I mean, we'll see. You know, it's one of those we see. Go with your gut.
You know, for me, like I watched Javonte with the Broncos, and Sean Payton tried to utilize him. They had the third most running back targets in the league last year, and Javonte didn't do anything with them. He didn't look explosive in between the tackles. Eckler's come out and stated that, you know, he wants to be efficient. He kind of picks and chooses his reps. I'm going to take the high ceiling play that is JCM in a 14-team league.
I feel like I mean, especially when it's the second half, right? Like like to me, again, it cues in second half. I'm not drafting him to be day one starter, which is your first bench pick. You didn't draft him to be day one starter. You need him to be relevant by the time you get to bye weeks.
Yep.
And that is absolutely possible. Anyway, so we got to wrap this thing up. It is 10:16. We are 16 minutes over, but what a crew in the house tonight. Brendan, Dane, let everybody tune into the show know where you create content and where they can find you. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. Guys, let them know where they can find your channels.
Yeah, I'm B Shells on B Shells 13 on Twitter. I do Stardom Bed'em Fantasy Football Podcast, so it's called Stardom Bed'em. You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, whatever it is, Apple Podcasts. I press it out to everything. So iHeartRadio, YouTube. We got a YouTube channel. So whatever you guys can do, like, subscribe. If you don't like it, leave comments, say why you don't like it. I'm looking to get better. I just started, so I appreciate any feedback. But yeah, happy to be here. Thank you for having me, guys. This has been a lot of fun. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you guys, you can find me at Dynasty DGens. You know, we are firing on all cylinders right now. We got Debbie DGens on Monday. We got Whiplash on Tuesday. We have the Dynasty Show on Thursday. In season, Nerd Boy and Stacey Perez are doing the tailgate Sunday mornings for your start sits and all of your late breaking news. You can also find some of my work at the Player Profiler News Desk. Thanks everybody for being in the chat, in the draft, and I really appreciate you guys having me on tonight. It was a blast.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. We enjoyed you too, man. Judge Jody. Hold on. I need to know as you introduce yourself. I need to know the next player. You don't have to tell me the verdict, but I need to know the next player standing trial.
Oh, Colin Anangai. That's the next man on my queue.
I think it has to be Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. Do that one, please. That would be a good one.
It's super hot right now.
Yep.
Just try to stick with the trends, but yeah, you know what it is. It's your boy Frick Nasty, aka Judge Jody, aka Joe Frick, aka Frick Nasty to God. You can find me here every Friday at 10 p.m. You can find me on Wednesdays at around 412 Fantasy Football Show. You can find me in them Twitter streets, the Reddit streets, wherever you need me. I'll be there. Just give me a call.
Dude, that flowed. It scared me how well that flowed.
Let me tell you, Joe is my co-host simply for that. You know, like I am bland. He is the flavor, and that's okay. No.
You're the steak, I'm the sizzle. Hey, we all have a role to play.
Yeah, but we appreciate you every Friday night. Thanks for tuning in. You guys are awesome. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully it helps you win. You got some good feedback on some great players, whether we picked them or others picked them. You know, definitely some sleepers in here and some reasons to grab some of these players. So pay attention. We hope you win your leagues this year. You know, cook at the end of the draft. You're going to cook automatically in the beginning, right? Like you're going to get your studs. Cook at the end and you'll win a championship. So again, thanks for tuning in. Hit the like and sub. We'll see you next week, 9:00 Central from the forum. Have a good one. We're out.
We are here. We are here. FantasySportsAdvice.com, offering the best fantasy sports social media platform. Why join endless Discord communities or the trolls of Reddit? Fantasy Sports Advice is a community designed to help you win with 24/7 support. Go to FantasySportsAdvice.com and become a pro member for unlimited access. Again, go to FantasySportsAdvice.com.